This is Indian from 1967, Talk About the Future, by India in Pixels by Ashris.
आज़ादी का मतलब है स्वतंत्रता, अपने आप को आज़ाद रखना, किसी के अधीन नहीं रखना। हम जो काम कर सके अपनी मर्जी से कर सकते हैं।
একটা স্বাধীনতা আছে আমার মনে হয় যেটা সত্যি স্বাধীনতা, সেটা হলো মনের স্বাধীনতা।
Well, yeah, I guess it's only like 20 years after everything, the independence and everything, so that would be like one of the big subjects, yeah.
I'm an Indian and India means everything to me. I'm a part and parcel of India. India is a part of my life.
I don't have any love for the country. And just I don't want to show off like other people that I got a love for the country. Whom shall I tell? Suppose I got a love. Whom shall I tell that I got a love with? Shall I go on the street and tell everybody, oh, I got a love for my country?
So was India? Oh, I see. Fair enough. Many people born on the 15th of August 1947 were interviewed about India, a 20-year-old country they shared their birthday with. Oh, so 20-year-old country, 20-year-old people, and they were born exactly on the day of independence. That's interesting. That's creative.
One thing I'd like to do very much is to go through this country, top to bottom. I take a little bit of money and a pad and paper, a tape recorder and a camera, and I'd like to go to through this country, walking at a very leisurely pace, seeing all kinds of people, different races and different culture, and capture them in their different moods, their songs and their dances, and the cacophony of their multifarious tongues. I like to get their agony, the anguish and the anger, the fertile soil, the parched earth, everything, so that one day when I could come back, I could open the book and remind myself of what I'm part of and what is part of me.
15th August 1947. Well, it means a lot. First of all, it's my birthday, of course, and it's one of the greatest days for India.
I think of India when I see the long queues, people waiting patiently for buses, for ration. I think of India when I see people hanging on the local trains.
What are your needs?
My needs, of course they're more. I have more money to buy things. I see more things in the market, so I buy them.
हमें 2 चादरें चाहिए और 2-3 कमीजें हों और एक आधा कमीज या चादर आने जाने के लिए।
I like to wear nice clothes, but you know what has happened? I don't get money to buy it.
मुझे ये मालूम होता है कि हम एक बैलों के साथ जमीन को अच्छी तरह नहीं खोद सकते। इसको खोदने के लिए तो अच्छी मशीनें या ट्रैक्टर होने चाहिए।
When I feel that foreign blades are more economical than our Indian blades, why should I go and use them? Because I save my money. Because I very strongly believe that they serve the much better purpose and are more economical.
Does it mean like a knife or something? On education?
You know, terribly difficult to get admission. But I don't understand really, there being so many colleges, there are so many who just waste a year or 2 because they don't get a seat into a college. If you don't get admission into a college and you just ask them how much extra would you take, you know, you're sure of getting a seat the next minute.
No, I've never ever bribed for a seat in a college or a school. Actually,
I guess that's why like one of the big things that's very different from today. Well, things from back then that are very different today is that there's probably like a lot more like public education and a ton more schools and everything. Fair enough, yeah. I don't assume you have to bribe your way into a college these days. You can find one anyway.
I feel that this question of bribing is resorted to only by the below the average students.
क्या है कि आजकल टेक्निकल एजुकेशन फ्री है, हर मैट्रिक या हर सेकेंडरी स्टूडेंट बहुत आसानी से टेक्निकल एजुकेशन हासिल कर सकता है और इसके बाद एक अच्छा मैकेनिक बन सकता है और अपनी रोजी कमा सकता है।
स्कूल गए पढ़ने के लिए?
पढ़ने नहीं गए।
हिंदुस्तान के राष्ट्रपति कौन है मालूम है?
पता नहीं है।
प्रधानमंत्री का नाम जानते हैं?
मालूम नहीं है।
अपने मध्य प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री के बारे में जानते हैं?
नहीं मालूम।
उज्जैन के कलेक्टर साहब को
जानते हैं। हमारे गांव में तो स्कूल है प्राइमरी और गांव के साथ मिडिल स्कूल है।
Well, I would say I'm better off than my father was in almost every respect. In terms of educational opportunities, at least I don't have to work in a mill in the morning to pay for my education in the evening.
Your ambition in life?
Well, my ambition is to reach the highest rank which my service can provide. At the moment, of course, it's confined to just being a full general. But by the time I go high up, and if there's a rank of a field marshal, I would like to be the first one.
That's some ambition.
My ambition is to be a great scientist. And as you know, I'm working on meteorites and these things which fall from outer space, we don't know much about them. I want to do something very original about them and maybe get my name in test books if possible.
For some people,
that's some massive
security
ambition.
is a warm blanket. For me, security is a government job. I would like to join the IAS. I would like to sit in a comfortable chair, in an air-conditioned room, sign a couple of files here and there, write my comments in the margin, drink cups of coffee, attend meeting, and just sort of be a cog in the machine.
Very, like a lot more, maybe realistic than the others, you know, in a sense. Not that I dislike people with crazy ambition like the other two, right? Interesting.
What more do you want me to do?
मैं एक सरकारी नौकरी देखूंगा अगर सरकारी नौकरी ना भी मिली तो मैं आर्मी में चला जाऊंगा
My ambition is to command a bomber squadron in the operational areas, and later on I'd like to go on to testing aircraft. You know what I mean? I'd like to become a test pilot.
वैसे जी मैं एक अच्छे किस्म का फैक्ट्री बनना चाहता हूँ, फीडर बनना चाहता हूँ. Well, my ambition in life is to glorify myself.
I want to
Glorify?
film line. I want to produce one picture. You know, I got a story also in my own life.
But do you have money?
I will make money. No, see, I'll try my best now. I'll save money now. From somewhere on racing.
देखिए हीरोइन बनना तो मैं अच्छा समझती हूँ, नहीं ऐसा नहीं, लेकिन मेरे लिए वो बात नहीं है, मैं नहीं बन सकूँ.
Can't be an heroine, huh? Do you think India has progressed? Huh?
Progress? Of course we made progress. The sort of progress you show us in your documentary films. But after all, a child would grow, even if it didn't have the sufficient nourishment.
Well, I feel happy when I see the big industries of India. At the same time, I feel unhappy when I see that all these industries are being built at the cost of agriculture. I feel very happy when I see all these fertilizers being made in the factories. Well, they mean that we have progressed a great deal, that we'll have more food because there'll be more land irrigated, that we'll have more industries because there'll be more electricity. It also means there'll be more employment, more production, more happiness.
When we compare ourselves to countries like Germany and Japan, we have made no progress at all.
I've been to
Oh, wow. That guy was a bit nihilistic about things. I mean, come on. Like, you can't say no progress at all thinking about it. That's kind of crazy. Like, man, you must have seen some sad stuff to think like that.
I lived in Saurashtra some 3 years back, and I saw a very happy life. I saw that there was an ST bus coming to that village, there were roads, there was a Gram Panchayat radio, there was a windmill in that village. It was all very good. Then a year later, I went to an Adivasi area in Gujarat again, and I saw that the people had not even heard of a plane or a train. And I felt that this was not progress.
We make rather good aircraft as well. Gnats and vampires. Well, don't ask me, you can go somewhere else.
When mother is in danger, they do abortion, and at that time they call it apadharma. But when the country population is going like hell and country is going to dogs, they don't understand that it is also a kind of apadharma to save the country.
Man, that guy really, yeah, he really has been through some shit, huh? He was talking about like some kind of countrywide abortion, something to fix things.
पूर्ति नहीं है सास. 9 भाई बहन था, एक 2 भाई इतना बड़ा है, एक भाई इतना बड़ा, एक भाई इतना बड़ा, एक भाई इतना बड़ा, एक बहन इतनी बड़ी, एक बहन इतनी बड़ी, एक बहन गोदी में.
Well, let me put it this way. I would say our achievement is that we have a hopeful tomorrow. Our failure is that our today is very precarious. But if a country can industrialize itself so well in 15 years, I'm sure that we can lick the problem of agriculture also in the next 15 years.
Has it been solved? Obviously, I still don't know too much, right? But obviously, like, from the few videos we watched so far and everything, and what I know of India overall, like, you know, obviously this was only 20 years after independence, but even then, you can't tell me that, well, they were the people there, you know, I wasn't there at the time, but saying that there was no progress isn't true. I'm sure there was a lot of problem, and that progress created a lot of problem as well. But, you know, there was still a lot of progress in positive way, I'm sure, just from independence itself and, you know, everything being done, growing and all that, being India's own at that point. Yeah. What have you done for India?
What do you want me to do for the country? I think I do enough by being an honest citizen. By doing my job to the best of my ability, by working 8 hours a day. By not complaining much about the rations, about the unavailability of sugar.
No, I don't get.
Okay, I like that. I mean, not everybody needs to be someone with a big agenda or like big belief and trying to change things, you know, like just being a good normal person is fine.
To see ration queue, I can't see ration queue when I'm standing in bus queue for a whole day. How can I go in ration queue?
Well, I don't know. It seems to be the fashion today to denigrate the country, and when two people meet, they get into a sort of a competition about who can abuse the government better.
What's your hobbies?
दूसरे लड़कों की तरह कोई कुछ खाता पीता है, मैं ये कुछ नहीं खाता पीता, सिर्फ फिल्म ही देखता हूँ.
Well, I debate. I take part in dramatics. I like literature. তা অনেক কিছুই করতে চাই. ফ্রেঞ্চ পড়তে চাই, জার্মান পড়তে চাই, রাশিয়ান পড়তে চাই.
Languages.
কখনো সময় পাই না, কখনো উপায় পাই না.
Well, first and foremost is dancing. I like Indian dancing, and I'm learning Bharatnatyam at the moment.
And then at times I like to hear ghazals. Talking about ghazals, I like Begum Akhtar.
Which Indian do you admire the most?
I play tennis myself, and I think the Indian tennis players have got a lot of hope. Well, my proudest moment was when we qualified for the Davis Cup finals, and our chaps, Lal, Krishnan and Mukherjee, they did wonderfully well.
I wonder if today Indians are still very strong in tennis.
Probably you must not have heard the Indian whom I really admire, but it happens to be Zubin Mehta, the Indian conductor, who is, I should say, the only Indian conductor.
Music conductor, I guess? The follow-up video?
I admire that man Mihir Sen. Not only because he is a wonderful swimmer, besides what he has done sounds almost fantastic. Swimming the 7 straights is not a joke, and I would like to be another Mihir Sen if I can help it.
This guy is crazy ambition. Oh, cricket.
আসলে যখন পটৌডি একটা সেঞ্চুরি করে,
I was gonna say like someone has to say a cricket player, right?
তখন আমার মনে হয় না যে আমি একটা কিছু করেছি. আমার মনে হয় যদি আমি একটা সেঞ্চুরি করি তাহলে আমার সুখ হয়, আমার শান্তি হয়.
My favorite director happens to be Satyajit Ray. For obvious reasons, he has the gift of capturing the things in a realistic way, and that's why he's being acclaimed all over.
Your thoughts on India's future?
हिंदुस्तान का भविष्य तो वैसा आज मैं कैसे बता सकूंगी?
I don't think there's any future left for us. We have got only a big past to boast of.
Man, I feel so bad for this guy. I mean, I'm glad they actually have someone like that in the video, because there's a lot of people like that. And you know, you can call them a downer or stuff like that, but again, some people really have had a terrible time, a terrible life, so it's hard to look at anything positively, you know. So I can understand, but man, I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad when you reach that point where, you know, like you can't even have one thing positive to say.
I think it's a question of not what the country can do for you as much as what you can do for the country. Of course, frustration is in fashion today, but I think deep within every Indian, despite all this frustration, we are underestimating him. He has a capacity to work. If all the people in this country who didn't fancy their prospects in it, we're allowed to quit, I think I'll stay. Because it's something big. It's a huge experiment, and I would like to be part of it.
Very deep, huh? It's a question of not what a country can do for you, it's what you can do for the country. Kennedy said that. Happy 72nd Independence Day for India. Man, that's cool. That's cool. That's very interesting kind of interview. I think I'd also watched one like that before, like for some other country, like some old interviews about what do you think the country will be like in that many years and all that. It's very, very interesting. Okay, I mean, yeah. I guess let's find out what happened to them. All I can say, I definitely want to. Let's find out what happened to them. Really cool video.